What's up, everybody? I just got back from the movies. I just saw The Nun, and I took my mom. She doesn't like scary movies, so I was hoping, to see her, jump a little bit, get a little bit scared. But The Nun was not scary. If you watch The Conjuring, if you watch The Conjuring 2, there's jump scares. I mean, when I saw The Conjuring 2 in theaters, there was a lady who screamed out loud at certain parts of the movie, and this movie had none of that. There were actually more people like laughing in this film than they were doing anything else. And when you go see a movie that's supposed to be super scary, hearing all that laughter isn't very appealing. Did I like the movie? Kinda. The first and second acts were, in my opinion, pretty good. But I feel like we're in the era of lazy endings, and the third act ruined the movie, as most third acts recently have. Um, it was just it was just dumb. I just don't know how else to put it. Like the music in the Conjuring, not the Conjuring, the Nun was just overwhelming. Like the ominous, like Catholic choral, like that was blaring in your ears when the nun would show herself or itself, whatever, and it was just really just like over the top, like really corny, really cheesy, and I didn't really care for it. Um, Valak. There was a scene in this movie in the second act when they were talking about the history of the church they were in, and it talked about the guy who was trying to summon a demon from hell. He didn't care what demon he was trying to summon; he just wanted one, and it started showing Valak's true form. In The Conjuring 2, they teased Valak's true form, and in the middle of this movie, they sort of teased it too. So you're thinking towards the end, you're going to see the true form of Valak. Nah, like in Annabelle creation and Annabelle, like it showed what the demon looked like. It didn't give the demon a human form, and it wasn't Valak. That was a different demon. But Valak in this film, everyone I'm sure was waiting to see what it looked like, what he looked like, but they never delivered whatsoever. Like they showed like little hands and that was it. Nothing. It stayed in its nun form up until the very end. And if you've seen The Conjuring 2, how she or Lorraine like manages to like defeat how it like disintegrates and gets stuck back into the wall. Essentially, it's the same thing at the end of this movie, and it was kind of dumb because they were talking about how they needed the blood of Jesus Christ to like seal the gap or whatever that hole that was allowing the demons to escape. Essentially, if you watch Supernatural, it was a gate to hell, and that's where Valak was trying to get out of. They were trying to seal it with the blood of Christ, which apparently was at that Vatican or that church place that they were staying at in a secret location. Okay, my issue is they said that once a drop of blood touches it, it's over. The thing gets sucked back in there and it's over. Well, Valak went after the girl who had the blood of Christ and a necklace around her neck, and he started drowning her. So what she does is she breaks the necklace open, takes the blood, and decides to put it in her mouth. I don't know what the point of that was, but she does it. My thing is, when she's sucking that stuff up and she's being drowned at the same time, wouldn't some of that leak out into the water and then force Valak back in anyway? Because essentially what happens was once he lifts her up out of the water to see if she's dead, even though he's got his hands around her neck and can feel her heart still beating, he lifts her up by the neck, she opens her eyes and spits the blood out at him. It hurts him because it's Jesus Christ's blood, but once it touches the water, the instant it touched that water, started sucking him back into the gate of hell. I didn't get it. I personally didn't get that part. I, for one, think that was something that the writers just got lazy on, or just thought it would be like really clever to have her, spit Jesus Christ's blood at a demon. I don't know. I'm telling you, the third act ruined it. It just ruined it. And then they tried to connect this movie with the original Conjuring, the original exorcism that Lorraine did like before the Conjuring 1 took place, where she like saw her husband's death, and it was a stretch, y'all, because this movie takes place in Romania. When I say it's a stretch, it's a fucking stretch. So the guy from, if you watch The Conjuring 1, in the video where they perform an exorcist on him, where like they show a cross, upside down cross, like appear out of his skin, that's the same guy, like older, that is in this movie. He's supposed to be like the young version of this dude in this movie, and for whatever reason, Valak like has him by the throat too, sends the girl flying across the room, and has while Valak has the boy, he spits a snake into his mouth. And apparently that's all it takes to possess somebody. My thing is, to get rid of all things evil, all things related to Valak, you got to suck him back into the hole, back into the gate of hell, which they did. So how the hell was that guy still being possessed by Valak if Valak's entire influence on our plane of existence was taken off? It was taken care of. That's what they said in this movie. But for whatever reason, nah, boy still got possessed. Granted, it was 20 years later, but that's not the point. The point is, plot hole, huge plot hole. I understand they were trying to connect this movie and the original Conjuring, but they fucked up. I personally would have preferred that. Yes, they sealed the hole, but later on, a story was told about, don't go to this place, and someone like fucked it up and like opened it on accident and then got possessed. That to me would have made much more sense than saying, okay, we use the blood, seal the gate, Valak gets sucked back in, his influence is gone. Yet he still has the power to possess people before he got sucked back in. It doesn't make sense. Third act ruined the movie. Um, there are. I was in the theater, you guys, and I was watching this one scene, and it made me think of Scary Movie 2, where they're all in this room together. They're like, okay, you know what? Let's split up. And you have the black girl like, hold up, hold up, hold up. How come every time some scary shit happen, you white people always gotta say, let's split up? Y'all, I kid you not. They know where they're going. They're going to the lair of the beast. They're going down to try to seal the gate of hell. They know that Valak is the strongest down there. Why the fuck, when they open that fucking door and end up in this huge giant maze area of catacombs, they're like, okay, let's check everything. This one go this way, that one go this way, and the other one goes off this way. And I'm thinking to myself, how come times some scurry shit happen? You white people, I was gonna say, let's split up. I was like dying on the inside. And I looked at my mom. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to talk in the movie. But as soon as that movie was over, I was like, Mom, why did they split up when they went down there? Like, only one of them had the blood of Jesus Christ, and only one of them had the fucking crucifix. In this big ass fucking church, only one of them had a crucifix, y'all. There were wooden crosses everywhere, but apparently wood wasn't good enough. They had to have like the little metal one that was like encrusted, and only one of them had that, and the other one had the blood of Christ. But the other dude had a fucking torch and a shotgun. If it's not holy fire, I don't want either of those. What the fuck am I supposed to do with a holy with a torch and a fucking shotgun? I'll tell you what he did with it. He was shining that fucking torch in these little rooms, and he heard this noise, and he put that fucking torch in one of those rooms, and fucking Valak growled at the fucking torch and blew that shit out, and that guy took off running. I'm like, come on now, you got a stick that's on fire. That's what you've got to fight a 1,000-year-old demon. I'm gonna have to ask one of y'all to switch me. Give me the crucifix. You're a man of the Lord. I need you to give me the crucifix. I need it more than you do. You can pray to your God and he will save you. I'm agnostic, so I need the cross. I'm not agnostic. That's what the guy would be saying because he was not religious at all. He even said it. He's like, oh, okay. And I felt like, in a way, this movie was poking a shit ton of fun at the Vatican Church and religion in general. Watch the movie. It may just be me, but there are some parts that when they were talking about rituals of the Catholic Church and the Catholic faith, this guy was like, oh, okay, like poking fun at, like saying, like, in not saying it, but he was saying it that's fucking stupid or that's fucking weird. It was his body language, his eyes, and like his responses to what they were saying, what they were doing. Uh, Here's a huge spoiler, by the way. Like, I've spoiled some stuff, but this one's huge. By the start of this movie, there are no nuns left alive in that church. So when they go to the church and they're talking to all these people, all they're talking to is Val. Valak's just fucking with them the entire time. That's it. And so people were actually like talking as they were exiting the theater, like, what the fuck, what, like, so there was no one else alive the entire time. The girl who is going to become a nun, she hasn't taken her vows yet. She is on her temporary vow thing. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. She was temporarily taking her vows, and she has visions like Lorraine, but hers are like 10 times powerful. And she's actually reliving the last moments of all the nuns. She's actually taken the place of one of the other nuns. I think the nun who died, like the most recent. And so she's reliving everything that she left. So she thinks that all these people are around walking and talking. And those guys are like, who the fuck are you talking to? There's nobody left. Now, there is one part where all three of them are tricked because they're talking to Valak, thinking they're talking to an actual nun. And no, that bitch was dead. Eventually, of course, you have the priest who's talking to her, and he's like, something's not right. And all of a sudden, she goes, "Ah," and her bones start breaking and shit. And he's like, hello, sister, are you all right? And like he like says it like 4 or 5 times. Hello, sister, sister, sister. He's like, I'm like, no, you heard that bitch's neck snap. You see her fucking finger fall off, and you're gonna ask her if she's all right. No, if my fucking finger fell off and my neck snapped, don't ask me if I'm all right. Call 911, say, hey, there's a dead body over here. Because come on, y'all, common sense should dictate. Broken neck with a broken off finger, just finger just falls off. No one touches it. The finger just falls off. The bitch is dead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, that was just so stupid. Third acts kill it. If I had to rate this movie, I would probably give it, Rotten Tomatoes gave like an F. The first two acts weren't bad. The third act was garbage, so I'd probably give it like a C minus, a D plus. And maybe you give it a higher score. I don't know. I'm a hard movie critic. So, I mean, it is what it is. If you like this kind of stuff, then go for it. You may enjoy it a lot more than I did, but from what I saw, movie wasn't all that great. They made it seem like it was going to be a lot better than it was. Had I gotten a hold to this film, hold to the story, I would have told them, take this out, change this, change that. I think I could have made this movie personally a lot better. I worked in media before. I know it works, and some of the stuff that they went with just didn't work. Oh well, it is what it is. Go check it out. Bye, y'all. See y'all tonight for Big Brother. If you watch my Big Brother videos, you better watch my Big Brother videos.